Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl. One day I hope somebody makes a video game out of me. If you are unaware, there is a man. His name is Kevin Smith. He mostly cries on the internet now, but there was a time when he mostly made movies. Fairly good ones, with the gem in his donut being the Clerks films. All these films collected into the Viewisk universe. Amongst the characters he created were the characters Jay and Silent Bob. Two stoners who often hung out as side characters in Kevin Smith's films, but have also gotten two movies of their own. In the films, Kevin Smith plays Silent Bob and Jay is played by the charismatic Jason Mewes, and I like both Jay and Jason Mewes. Jason Mewes seems like the sort of guy who would be your friend till the end, like a die-hard compadre who would always be there no matter what. Whether you killed someone, or robbed someone, or were a little racist, cheated on your taxes, or even ruined He-Man, Jason Mewes seems like a guy who would always be in your corner. Anyway, they made a game about Jay and Silent Bob, and it's a good old school throwback to NES beat-em-ups to boot. So the story takes place right after the movie Mallrats, and if you haven't seen the movie, it doesn't matter. Jay and Silent Bob just need to fight their way out of the mall. Just think River City Ransom, but with stoners and hockey. The game looks like an old NES game. The menus, the HUD, it's all 8-bit all the way. Graphics look exactly like something you'd see on NES as well. Clearly, the developers have major love for the old school stuff. It shines through in all the graphics. The music and sound effects are just as 8-bit as everything else. It's all chip tunes. You'll bop your head to what sounds like something that should be coming out of a CRT TV back in 1988. It all sounds very good, and I like it. Gameplay-wise, this is a beat-em-up. It's pretty standard. You can play as Jay or Silent Bob in 2-player or 1-player. If you play 1-player, you can switch between the two characters at will, which is great because they both have separate life bars, and when you're not playing as one character, that character slowly regains their health as they sit off-screen. Should one character lose all their health, they will no longer be playable until they have regained all their health. But while this occurs, should the other fall in battle, that's one life lost and you gotta start the level from the beginning. Both Jay and Silent Bob play the same, except Jay has a flip kick attack and Silent Bob has a spinning fist attack. You get various weapons in the game that you can use to beat the crap out of your enemies. There are hockey sticks, bottles, socks full of coins, bats, brooms, and braziers. It's a varied selection that a game player of sophisticated taste can get behind. And how are the various enemies you get to beat up? Well, they're pretty good. You have what you would expect to fight in a mall. You got hockey punks, you got obnoxious kids, you got mall security guards, food court clerks, skateboard punks, ninjas, a guy named Adobo who has a pretzel for a head. The standard mall patronage. You know. You got all kinds of mall-themed levels, including but not limited to an arcade, the food court, a comic shop, complete with Stan Lee on the wall, an elevator, a bathroom, and a sexy Victoria's Secret type shop. One level has Jay and Silent Bob riding in a shopping cart through a grocery store. I didn't care too much for this level, mainly because I suck at it. You have to dodge old women and carts full of bananas. I mean, who dodges bananas, really? They're so delicious and full of vitamin K. Bosses range from characters in the Viewisk universe to completely ridiculous characters that make no sense in this world whatsoever. You get to fight the likes of the mall security guard LaFleurs, who in the movie is played by Sev Thornton. There's also Cockknocker, who in the film Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back was played by Mark Hamill, and in the game he looks suspiciously like a Mega Man boss. You can also fight a guy on a horse. I don't understand this, but whatever. You fight a dark version of Jay and Silent Bob, a giant poop monster you can only hurt with a plunger, a guy who throws hockey pucks at you. It's good times. At the end of the game, you fight Dark Jay and Silent Bob in front of the Quick Stop. They merge into this giant ball thing for some reason and shoot lightning. Gotta beat it when it swoops down to try to get you. Once you beat the ball thing, it turns into Dante and Randall and you get to beat the crap out of them. Once you win, they praise you, and it's back to life as usual at the Quick Stop. I liked this game. It's a throwback to both old school video games and Kevin Smith movies, and in a way, the 90s in general. I enjoyed all the mall locations, even the elevator fight you get into, and I usually hate elevator fights in video games. Towards the end of the game, one level just consists of you fighting the bosses all over again, which is okay, except you have to fight the guy on the horse again. And both times you fight this guy really sucks. He jumps around and it's hard to get a hit in because mostly he hits you first. I found that fight more frustrating than fun or challenging. However, the first time you fight him in front of a pet shop, and on the pet shop window it says, "Gerbils, gerbils, gerbils." Some of the enemies are really annoying, like these little kids. I mean, don't get me wrong, after women and the elderly, children are my favorite demographic to beat up. But in this video game, they just jump around a bunch, and I always feel like they hit me just before I'm about to hit them. And it's really kind of annoying. The skateboard guys are the same way. They just get the jump on you. But however, these are minor gripes. The game is pretty good. It's a good throwback, and I like it a great deal.